So why the heck are UTIs, or urinary tract infections, such a thing in pregnancy, and what to do about it and when to worry about it? All right, so UTIs are urinary tract infections. Now there's kind of two main versions. There's cystitis, which is when it's in your bladder, or there's pyelonephritis, which is when it's in both your kidneys. Okay. Well, the cystitis, the bladder infection, pretty common. The pyelonephritis, kidney infection, far less common and far more serious. Okay. But it doesn't matter where infection is in your body. Any level of infection can trigger your womb to start to contract, basically. And if it's in that first 20 weeks, it's called a miscarriage. If it's in the last 20 weeks, it's called a preterm labor. Okay, so yeah, it can cause your body to expel the baby, because your body is looking for an optimum vessel, right? And if you're sick, there's infection, Mother Nature will go, oh no, this is not an optimal vessel. I need to end this pregnancy, because Mother Nature knows that every pregnancy is this huge responsibility that's going to be taken on by that mother that's growing that baby. She still has to give birth. She still has to raise it for 18 years. So Mother Nature's looking for an optimum situation. Generally speaking. Okay. So anyway, have I even introduced myself? Sorry, I'm Kathy Fray, and I'm a semi-retired midwife and a best-selling maternity author. And you can find me at kathyfray.com, and can't recommend highly enough that you engage, if you're pregnant, engage in my online prenatal premium education program, which is at motherwise.app. So www.motherwise.app. Okay. Anyway, so back to UTIs. Now, women in general have more UTIs than men. And that is because our urethra is just shorter. So it's a very short distance for bacteria to really travel from the outside world up our urethra into our bladder. Whereas for men, clearly their urethra is a lot longer because it has to go all the way through the penis. And so they just get less bladder infections because the less bacteria makes it all the way up the urethra and into the bladder, right? So then on top of that, when we're pregnant, we kind of have this increased pressure. We do have this increased pressure of the womb pushing down, on our bladder. So it almost like makes that bladder a little bit closer to the outside world. So we get even more, bouts of UTIs. And we don't want UTIs, because UTIs cause miscarriage and preterm labor, right? So the common thing is that you would have some antibiotics with a UTI. And although, I'm not a pro antibiotic girl by any means, I'm a real pro integrative medicine girl. But the thing is that we have to get on top of that UTI, like real pronto, because we don't want you miscarrying or going into preterm labor. So whatever it takes in this situation. Augmentin is the commonest one, which is amoxicillin with clavulanic acid. That's the sort of general broad spectrum one that is handed out, or cefaclor if you have a penicillin allergy. There are other ones used in other situations. But there's also natural remedies that you would want to be taking at the same time, really, to help, because what you don't want is recurrent UTIs. And, when a woman has had 3 or more sort of recurrent UTIs in her pregnancy, she probably needs to be speaking to an obstetrician or a specialist, like that. We don't want that. That's not good. It's not good. Okay. So some other things. And now I'm just looking at my book. Oh, baby. Sorry. that's a different book. Oh Mama, this one's Oh Mama, and this is a perinatal integrative healthcare guide. It's a birth practitioner's guide to holistic maternal and neonatal wellness. And although it's written for birth practitioners, it is written in a way that's really user friendly for mums to be as well, even if you've done zero health or science sort of study tertiary wise. So yeah, it's user friendly, and you can just get it on Amazon. So that is Oh Mama by Fray. All right, so if we look under urinary tract infections, so there's some herbalism nutrition stuff that you want to be taking as well to really help, because if you get one bout of antibiotics is going to be all right, and you need to get onto it. Well, I would regard that as okay. But you really want, that you're vulnerable, so now you want to be really proactive to make sure that you're not going to get recurrent UTIs. So garlic, of course, is just wonderful. And a few doses of zinc can be quite good as well. You want sort of to add into your regime some sort of like bladder support, inner health type supplement. Hopefully you are already investing in engaging one-on-one with a local naturopathic medical herbalist who's a bit of a maternity specialist. I can't recommend that strongly enough. You want a customized regime, and this is where they would give you a customized regime to help support that as well. And increase your protein intake. It just helps. It just makes your body a bit stronger to deal with it all. And yeah, so again, if you're seeing it, if you have got that recurrent UTIs, apart from seeing an obstetrician, you also, and I mean, you may already be seeing an obstetrician, but if you're seeing a midwife, it might pay to have a referral through to an obstetrician, but discuss it with your midwife. But as well, be seeing that medical herbalist too, that naturopath, because you want to attack everything in an integrative, holistic standpoint. Okay, and there's 3 homeopathic remedies that I want to mention. Homeopathy is amazing for pregnancy, and because it's completely safe, there's a handful of remedies you wouldn't use, but in pregnancy, which are more to do with birth, but the ones I'm telling you about are all great. And homeopathy is also incredible for wellness use on babies and children. Just amazing. And one day I'll tell you some amazing stories about that. But okay, there's 3 particular remedies. Stephysagria is it's a traditional remedy that's used for what they call honeymoon cystitis, which is or vaginitis or UTIs. So there's an old term of honeymoon cystitis, which means that you've just had such a wonderful time bonking away on your honeymoon, the woman's ended up with a UTI. And so Stephysagria is really good for that. And that's its short name is Staph, S-T-A-P-H. Okay, because a lot of homeopathy remedies have shortened names because their Latin names are quite long and complicated and hard to pronounce sometimes. Okay, if the UTI has got a stinging, burning sensation to it, then you'd want Cantharis, the homeopathic remedy called Cantharis. That's Cantharis. And if the UTI is accompanied with incontinence at the sort of slightest exertion, you feel like you've got a bit of a leaky wee going on, which is not typical for you, but part of your UTI symptoms, then finally the homeopathic remedy you want for that is causticum, which is often shortened to Caust, C-A-U-S-T. But it's C-A-U-S-T-I-C-U-M, causticum. So yeah, so hopefully that's kind of helpful. And yeah, so we do get really hyper vigilant on any kind of infection in pregnancy because of the fact that it can trigger miscarriage and trigger preterm labor, and we do all that, right? So yeah, so look after yourself, stay safe, and wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Bye everybody.